I want to go over a small on-page SEO change that will increase the amount of time users stay on your site. And it's pretty basic, but a lot of people aren't doing it. So let me show you what that is. If you type in Ahrefs SEO tutorial, for example, you'll notice that in this guide right here, there's just little things right here you can click, right? And what these are essentially Google pulling up info from the table of contents within this article, right? So if I click this, for example, it's this one right here. This is, of course, a big table of contents, not the traditional table of contents, but here is the content on this page. First chapter, how the search engines work, SEO basics, right? These are the table of contents for this specific page, right? This is not very common. Usually people do it like this, right? Like so, right? This is a regular table of contents. But what happens is when Google picks up that a certain article has a table of contents, it will display these little things right here. And again, the more space your listing can occupy on the SERPs, the better, right? So this gives you an extra couple of pixels. Also, there might be here words that the person is looking for. So if they see them here, and also they're clickable, so all is also a good thing. Now, this isn't the main thing I was going to tell you. This is great, right? Adding a table of contents can make sure that these things pop up here. But the best thing about having a table of contents, just like this one, for example, is that it increases the time a user spends on the site. And this is a A/B testing in 2020 by a guy named Pat Walls. And he did this, right? He added a table of contents to his site right here. And we can just take a look here at an example. His table of content was dynamic, so it moved while you scrolled, right? It isn't a fixed one, right? But it is a table of contents, right? And what he found was that people stayed 2x more time on the site, so more pages, lower bounce rate. This is the different articles he did it for. So around 2 times, 1.5, 4 to 5 time increase time on site. So just having a small little table of contents, just like this one right here, for example. Again, this is not a moving one, but we could make it move. I guess we have to test it. But just having a simple little thing right like this, like a table of contents, which there's a bunch of WordPress plugins that do it, can increase the time a user spends on the site. Not only that, but it can give you an extra little feature here in the SERPs. So pretty cool, pretty straightforward. Again, this is also great, not just for what happens here on Google, but to improve the user experience. And I talk about this often. It's not just about focusing on ranking #1 and search engine optimization. It's also important to focus on the user. I often say this is called search user optimization, a term coined by a friend of mine. And it might sound cliche, right? Talking about user optimization and focusing on the user, because that's what Google has been telling us for a while, right? Since the beginning of SEO, Google has always told us focus on the user experience. And it's truer now than ever, right? You have to focus on the user experience, because things like this, a simple table of contents, will not only make it easier for the user to navigate around a long article like this one, right? It is a great piece of user experience. Because, for example, let's say they're going through this, but they want to see maybe a specific thing. They can just go up here. Or if the table of contents is dynamic, like the one on the other side, like this one right here, they can just click right here and see, okay, what does this article talk about? Let me see here. Maybe I want to learn about external linking. Maybe I want to learn about guest posting, right? So it is a great addition to any piece of content. And I see a lot of people that don't have tables of content. So yeah, just sort of short video just to tell you that add a table of contents to your site. Again, not only because it can increase the time a user spends on the site, but it also increases the user experience on a certain site. And also, like I said before, it can get you some of these extra little features on the SERPs. Quick one today. Hopefully you liked it. Subscribe, like, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.